I'm standing by the fireplace, the iron's getting cold, holding on to stories that will never quite be told. The logs have turned to powder, the orange turned to gray, just like the way you looked at me before you walked away. I try to keep the sparks alive, I try to fan the heat, but now I'm just a scavenger of a bittersweet defeat. The warmth is gone from every room, the winter's moved inside, and there's nowhere left for a broken heart to hide. And now I'm just the ash of what we used to call love, the heavy gray remains of what we were made of. You can't start a fire when the wood is all gone, and you can't find the light when you're dreading the dawn. It's a handful of dust, just a smudge on my sleeve, the only thing left since you decided to leave. I'm breathing in the ghost of a flame that fell through, just a pile of ash, call love for you. I saw old initials carved into the kitchen stone, but the kitchen is a desert when you're standing all alone. I tried to sweep the memories to clear a little space, but the soot is in my lungs and the shadows on my face. Every forever was a match that you struck. Now I'm staring at the floor, cursing my luck, because the fire leaves a scar, but the ash leaves a stain, a permanent reminder of the years that's in vain. They say the beauty rises from the embers and the bone, but I'm just getting colder sitting here on my own. There's no phoenix in this parlor, no magic in the air, just the smell of something burning that isn't really there. I'm sitting in the kitchen where the light hits the floor, right where we stood by the frame of the door. The words were all lined up like soldiers in rows, but I let them all scatter, and everyone knows that the things left unspoken are the heaviest weight. A sorry too small and a stay that's too late. Now I'm talking to shadows and ghosts in the hall, answering questions that you never call. And now I'm just living in the echoes we never said, that I love you sleep. I see you in coffee shops, 3 tables down. The ghost of your laughter is haunting this town. I wanna reach out to just touch your sleeve, but I'm paralyzed by the way that you leave. There's a map of our future that I folded away, full of next year and someday. And please can you stay, but the ink is all dry and the paper is torn, and I'm mourning a promise that'll never be born. Is it a scream if it's all in my mind? Is it a secret if I'm the only one left behind? The air is so thick with the could have been air. I'm shouting your name, but there's nobody there. To say, but the room is just empty and the sky is just gray, just echoes, just echoes. I adjusted the mirror, but I couldn't adjust the pain. Just a tailpipe smoking in the early morning rain. Your house is a speck now, a fading porch light glow, and I'm driving away from the only heaven I know. The radio static, just a humming in the dark, like the sound of a fire losing its final spark. I told myself go, and I put it in gear, but my heart's still standing in the driveway clear. And it's getting cold in the rearview bed, watching the love that we couldn't quite say. The distance is growing, the miles are a wall, and I'm terrified I'm not moving at all. I'm staring at the red lights bleeding on the glass, praying for the ghost of your shadow to pass. But the further I get, the more I can't leave. It's cold in the rear view, and it's hard to breathe. There's a map on the seat where you used to rest your hand. Now it's just a paper heart in a lonely hollow land. I see your face in the is just black, and the sky is just gray. It's hard to breathe. 100 miles, you're a memory now. 200 miles, I'll forget you somehow. But I keep looking back. Yeah, I keep looking back. It's so cold in the rear view. I shook out the blanket and I swept up the hall. I scrubbed every shadow you left on the wall. I opened the windows to let in the spring, but the air doesn't lift a single damn thing. The closet is empty, the hangers are bare, but I still feel the weight of you lingering there. I thought I'd be lighter with you out the door, but I'm heavier now than I ever was before. 'Cause you're the dust I can't shake, the debt I can't pay, the ghost in the fibers that won't wash away. I've traveled 1,000 miles over the line, but I'm wearing the wreckage of your heart and mine. It's in my lungs, it's in my hair, it's the taste of the salt in the lonely air. I'm miles from the fire, but I'm buried in the gray, heavy dust that I still carry. I found a receipt in an old winter coat, a dinner movie, a small scribble note. It's just a scrap of paper, a thin brittle ghost, but it's hitting me harder than the things I miss most. I try to be steady, I try to be new, but my skin is still stained with the earth and the you. I'm a house that's been hollowed, a frame with no glass, just watching the seasons and the memories pass. They say shake it off like it's dirt on my shoes, but how do you lose what you're terrified to lose? You're the part of the storm that never moves on, the silence that screams even after you're gone. Yeah, you're the dust I can't shake, the debt I can't pay, the ghost in the fibers that won't wash away. I've traveled 1,000 miles over the line, but I'm wearing the wreckage of your heart and mine. It's in my lungs, it's in my hair, it's the taste of the salt in the lonely air. I'm miles from the fire, but I'm buried in the gray, heavy dust that I still carry. I'm still carrying the way you looked when you turned to gold. the floorboards, trying to wash away the stain of the night you packed your spirit and you left me with the rain. I've rearranged the pictures, I've painted every wall, but the shape of you is stubborn, it's the shadow in the hall. I bought a new recorder to drown out your old songs, but the silence in the kitchen is where your ghost belongs. They told me time's a solvent, that it thins the heavy ink, but the more I try to forget you, the more I have to think. 'Cause you're the broken, I can't erase the lines of a map on a beautiful face. I can tear up the pages and burn every letter, but I'm still the one who can't get any better. It's etched in my skin, it's deep in the bone, a masterpiece made of being alone. I can't scrub the hurt or the look on your face. You're the only broken I can erase. I went down to the river where we carved our names in stone, and I tried to chip the us away and leave myself alone, but the jagged edge just cut me and the water ran so cold, like the bitter emptying into the story that we told. Every new hand that I hold feels like paper on a flame. Every time I try to whisper, I almost say your name. It's a permanent reminder of a promise that you broke. Now I'm breathing in the memories and I'm starting to change. Some stains are just meant to stay, no matter how hard you wish them away. You're the ink on the white of my soul, the part of the fracture that makes me whole. You're the broken, I can't erase the lines of a map on a beautiful face. I can tear up the pages and burn every letter, but I'm still the one who can't get any better. It's etched in my skin and it's deep in the bone, a masterpiece made of being alone. I can't scrub the hurt or the look on your face. You're the only broken I can erase. So I wear the scars like a Sunday dress, a beautiful, holy, permanent mess. I'll stop trying to clean up the space and just live with the broken. I can't erase. No, I can't erase. Broken, I can't erase. The thermostat is clicking, but the air is getting thin. I'm wrapped in every blanket, but I can't keep the shivers in. You took the pilot light with you when you walked out the gate, and now the hallway's frozen in a permanent state of late. I'm checking all the windows, I'm sealing every crack, but there's a draft inside my my soul, it's calling for you back. The sun is just a memory, a pale and distant spark, while I'm measuring the distance between the daylight and the dark. And it's cold running out like a winter in the wind. I'm losing all the warmth that I no longer can defend. The frost is on the inside, the ice is in my veins, and there's nothing left to burn to ease these hollow pains. I'm a candle in a blizzard, I'm a house without a roof, just a shivering reminder, just a bitter lonely proof. The heat is disappearing and there's no more doubt. The love is gone and the cold's running out. Find your heartbeat in the silence of the room, but it's just the winter shadow and the weight of coming doom. I'm rubbing my numb fingers, trying to light a single match, but the wood is damp with teardrops and there's nothing left to catch. I see my breath in front of me, ghost of what I said before the fire flickered out and left the embers dead. I'm a clock that's finally stopping, and I'm a well that's frozen deep, with 1,000 lonely promises that I no longer keep. Is it letting go or freezing up? I'm drinking bitter ice from a cracked and empty cup. The mercury's falling, the sky is turning black, and I'm realizing finally that you're never coming back. Gone and the cold's running out. Everything is white, everything is still. I've lost the strength to fight, I've lost the strength of will. Just the frost, just the snow, and the cold running out. Where did you go? Where did you go? I'm standing in the garden where the lilies used to grow, beneath the heavy silence of a winter's coming snow. You swore that we were evergreen, a fire in the frost, but now I'm just a scavenger of everything we lost. I found the letter in the drawer, the one you never sent. The ink is blurred and faded, like every word you meant. The house is getting colder now, I'm shivering alone, while you're out building temples for a heart I've never known. And now I'm just the ash of a promise you made, the ghost of a fire that you let start to fade. You burned down the bridge while I was halfway across, and left me to count break so easily when you're losing your best friend. You said forever like it was a solid, sacred thing, but forever was a winter that forgot to turn to spring. It's funny how a burning love can leave a room so cold, leaving me with stories that will never quite be told. Now I'm just the ash of a promise you made, the ghost of a fire that you let start to fade. You burned down the bridge while I was halfway across, and left me to count every grain of the loss. I'm breathing in smoke from a dream that went wrong, just a melody left from a beautiful song. Oh, it's heavy to carry, it's bitter and blue, being nothing but ash of a promise to you. Scatter me out on the wind tonight. Let the gray turn to black, let the dark swallow light. No more sparks in the wood, no more heat in the stone, just a handful of dust left all alone. Ash of a promise left all alone. The streetlights are blurred by silver mist, like a memory of a mouth I haven't kissed. I'm tracing circles on the foggy glass, watching the lonely city buses pass. There's a candle sitting on a wooden ledge, living right on the sharpened edge of a breeze that's snaking through the frame, whispering the ghost of your hidden name. And I'm just a flicker on the window pane, drowning in the rhythm of the midnight rain. I'm like a struggling to stay alive in a house where the hallways didn't survive. One breath away from the dark and the blue, one heartbeat away from losing you. Yeah, I'm shivering, I'm shaking, I'm in pain, just a dying flicker on the window pane. I saw your shadow in a stranger's coat, and the I miss you got tangled in my throat. I keep the wick trimmed, I keep the match near, but the air in this room is heavy with fear. The wax is dripping like a slow motion tear, marking the days and the ghosts of the year. I'm a fire that's forgotten how to burn, waiting for a season that'll never return. They say that glass is a solid, but it flows slowly downward as a cold wind blows, and I'm melting too, right into the floor. Since I heard the quiver final go. I'm just a flicker on the window pane, drowning in a rhythm of the midnight rain. I'm a light that's struggling to stay alive in a house where the hallways didn't survive. One breath away from the dark and the blue, one heartbeat away from losing you. Yeah, I'm shivering, I'm shaking, I'm in pain, just a dying flicker on the window pane. The rain is slowing, the glass is clear, but the spark is going, and you aren't here. Just a flicker. wallpaper's torn, looking for the sunlight of a Saturday morning. But the house has grown quiet, the air has grown thin since you took all the always and let the cold in. You left a gold band on the nightstand. Would I throw it away if I thought that I could? But it's a circle of nothing, a ring made of every reminder that you weren't there. And now I'm just living in the hollow of a promise that never leave, lie that you whispered upon us. A canyon in my chest, it's a hole in the floor, and I'm falling through spaces I can't ignore. You built me a palace out of words made of sand, and then let the tide take it right out of my hand. I'm a shell of a man, lost and honest, drowning deep in the hollow of a promise. I see your handwriting on the back of the door. Don't forget milk, but I don't shop anymore. I'm starving on memories of the way that we were before the forever started to blur. The neighbors all whisper when they see me outside about the love that went missing, or the piece of me that died. But they don't see the shadows or the ghosts in the hall, or the way that a promise is the hardest of falls. You said it was solid, you said it was stone, but stone turns to dust when you're left all alone. It's a brittle foundation, a beautiful trap, and I'm the one left to bridge the gap. Yeah, I'm living in the hollow of a promise that never leave, lie that you whispered upon. It's a canyon in my chest, it's a hole in the floor, and I'm falling through spaces I can't ignore. You built me a palace out of words made of sand, then let the tide take it right out of my hand. I'm a shell of a man, lost and honest, drowning deep in the hollow of a promise. It's empty in here, the echo is loud. I'm chasing the shape of a dissipating cloud, just a hollow, just a hollow. You promised. You promised. I'm sitting by the window in the gray of the dawn, counting all the reasons why you're already gone. I've got a shoebox of papers all yellowed and thin, telling the secrets of the state that I'm in. I wrote down the way that your hair hit the light, and how I still reach for your hand in the night. But the stamps are all dry and the ink is a blur, lost in the words and the way that we were. And they're just letters we never sent, words never said, a pile of forevers at the foot of the bed. I'm shouting your name to an empty hallway while the paper is turning to ashes and gray. It's a library of longing, a heart in a crate. Please come back home, that arrived way too late. Yeah, I'm drowning in pages of a love that was blurred, in the letters we wrote that were never even heard. I describe the kitchen and the smell of the rain. Does the sorry still count if it stays in a drawer? Is the stay still a plea if you're out of the door? The paper is heavy, the sentence is bleak, feeling a hunger that I know I need. Yeah, they're just letters we never sent, a pile of forevers at the foot of the bed. I'm shouting your name to an empty hallway while the paper is turning to ashes and gray. It's a library of longing, a heart in a crate. But please come back home, that arrived way too late. Yeah, I'm drowning in pages of a love that was blurred, in the letters we wrote that were never even heard. One for the always, one for the never, one for the promise we couldn't keep together. I'm burning to let out the light. Good night, my love. Good night. Good night. I'm tracing the outlines of where you used to lay. The indentation in the pillow hasn't gone away. I talk to the corner, I argue with the air, but the silence is the only thing that's ever really there. I turned up the furnace, but the shivering won't stop. I'm listening for your footsteps, waiting for the drop of a key in the basket or a jacket on the hook. But I'm reading in the ending of a very lonely book, and I'm just dancing with the shadows in the dark, searching for the ember, praying for the spark. But the light is gone aground and the moon is turning gray, and the ghost of you forever is the price I have to pay. I'm reaching out for something that I know I'll never find, a silhouette of us that you left so far behind. Yeah, I'm losing my perspective and I'm losing my spark, just living with the shadows in the dark. I saw your reflection in the window by the sink, but it was just a trickle light, or maybe too much drink. I'm haunting my own kitchen, I'm a stranger in my skin, wondering where the you and I ends and the me begins. The curtains are heavy, the floorboards are cold. I'm holding on to stories that will never quite be told. You're a shape in the doorway that disappears with sight, the king of my sorrow and the master of the night. Is it a haunting or a memory on loop? I'm a bird in a cage with a silver-plated hoop. I'm singing to the darkness, I'm crying to the wall, but the shadows never answer when I call. in the dark. Wait for the sunrise, but it feels like a lie. Just the black and the blue, and the maybe in my eye. Shadows in the dark. I see you everywhere. The streetlights are humming a low, lonely tune, watching the clouds choke the light from the moon. I've memorized every headlight that passes the glass, counting the heartbeats and watching them pass. The kettle is cold and the tea's gonna see. I'm starving for comfort, I know I don't need. I keep checking the porch for a shadow to fall, but there's nothing but silence leaned against the wall. And it's midnight again, and I'm waiting for you in a house painted gray and a heart painted blue. The clock is a hammer, just hitting the nail of a promise that withered and a love that went frail. I'm a ghost at the window, a soul out of view, just lost in the midnight. Waiting for you, waiting for you, waiting for you. I left the door unlocked, just a crack for the wind, thinking maybe you'd wander back home once again. I keep hearing your laugh and the creak of the floor, but it's just the old timber, it's not you anymore. My phone is a brick on the edge of the bed, full of the misuse that I haven't said. The world is asleep while I'm wide awake, measuring how much a spirit can take. Is it 12:01 or is it a lifetime? I'm losing the border of your time and my time. The darkness is heavy, it's thick as a shroud. I'm shouting your name, but it's not very Yeah, it's midnight again, and I'm waiting for you in a house painted gray, in a house painted gray, and a heart painted blue. The clock is a hammer, just hitting the nail of a promise that withered and a love that went frail. I'm a ghost at the window, a soul out of you, just lost in the midnight. The stars are all gone, the coffee is black. I'm facing the truth that you're not coming back, but I'll sit here a while in the dark and the dew, just me in the midnight, waiting for you. Waiting for you. The wick is short and the wax is pulled. I'm sitting in the kitchen, feeling ridiculed by the ghost of a flame that refuses to die. Under the weight of a heavy gray sky, I blew out the candles and I turned off the light, but I'm seeing your face in the middle of the night. It's a stubborn glow, it's a silver thread the spark of your memory is all that is there. Tied to you. Wait for the morning, but the sun never shows. Just this little light, and everyone knows I'm tied to you. I'm still tied to you. I'm staring at the cracks in the porcelain cup, waiting for the courage to just pick it up. But my hands are shaking like a leaf in the gale, and the map to your heart is starting to fail. I've been patching the leaks with whispers and glue, trying to hold back the ocean of you, but the pressure is rising. The glass is so thin, and I can't keep the cold from coming back in. And I'm fractured and I'm running out of reasons to stay or to scream or to shout. The pieces are falling, they're sharp and they're small. I'm losing my grip on the edge of it all. I'm a clock with no hands, I'm a well that's run dry, just to hold out hello and a jagged goodbye. Yeah, I'm breaking in places that time can't scout. I'm fractured and I'm running out. The hallway is longer than it was yesterday. Every shadow is begging for something to say. I see where you lean by the window to think. Now the memory is fading like sun-beaten ink. I'm counting the seconds, I'm counting the scars, looking for exits under indifferent stars. But the more that I crumble, the more that I see that there isn't enough just a pile of glass on a cold wooden floor. I don't think I can be whole anymore. I woke up and reached for the heat of your skin, but the cold of the morning was all that moved in. The coffee is bubbling, a repetitive thrum, but my fingers are frozen and my spirit is numb. I try to say good morning to the steam in the air, but the words hit a wall because nobody's there. The house is a museum of the life that we had, and the quiet is driving me beautiful mad. And there's a silence in my chest where the music used to be, a hollowed out canyon where you lived inside of me. I'm a bell with no clapper, a bird with no song, just a heart-shaped crater where the always went wrong. I'm screaming the water, I'm gasping for breath, but there's nothing but this quiet, stiller than a death. It's a heavy, heavy pressure that I can't quite arrest. Yeah, I'm dying in the silence in my chest. I saw your old boots by the back of the stairs, and I caught myself asking if you're saying your prayers, but the air didn't ripple and the dust didn't stir, just the ghost of a person that you used to prefer. I'm checking the mailbox for a letter or a sign, but the only thing growing is the end of the line. My pulse is a metronome ticking away, the hours of a life that's been painted in gray. They say silence is golden, but they've never been here. In the wake of a love that just disappeared, it's a ringing in my ears, it's a weight on my lungs, a language I've never spoken by silver tongues. Yeah, there's a silence in my chest where the music used to be, a hollowed out canyon where you lived inside of me. I'm a bell with no clapper, a bird with no song, just a heart-shaped crater where the always went wrong. I'm screaming the water, I'm gasping for a breath, but there's nothing but this quiet, stiller than a death. It's a heavy, heavy pressure that I can't quite arrest. Yeah, I'm dying in the silence in my chest. Listen close, can you hear that? It's the sound of a heart that's forgotten its beat, just the silence, walking on velvet feet. in my chest. I'm scrubbing at the floor where the wine glass fell. In the house that started it to feel like a cell. The red is gone from the white of the wood, but the mark you left is misunderstood. I'm shouting at the walls, I'm cursing the air, but the neighbors don't notice and the stars don't care. I'm a spill in the dark, I'm a blemish on the day, just a piece of a person that you threw away. And I'm the stain that no one ever heard, the silence staying a final word. I'm the ink on the sleeve that you're trying to hide, the bitter cold winter living inside. I'm crying out loud, but the world stays still like a shadow frozen on the side of a hill. Yeah, I'm a mark on the soul that can't be blurred, just a broken heart stain that no one heard. I see my reflection in the window at night, but the edges are jagged and the color's not right. I've been bleached by the goodbyes and warmed by the rain, but the deeper I go, the more I'm just pain. I try to blend in, I try to be clean, but I'm the could've been ghost and I never was seen. You're out in the sunlight, fresh and you new, while I'm the dark spot on the memory of you. Does a heart make a sound when it hits the floor? Does the silence get louder when you shut the door? I'm a permanent scar on a temporary dream, ripping apart in every single scene. I still buy the bread that you like from the store, then I leave it to dry by the side of the door. I'm setting the table for two every night, and I'm dining alone in the dim kitchen light. The TV is humming a show we both hate, but I can't bring myself to just clear off your plate. I'm walking through hallways that feel like a cage, while I'm stuck on the words of a tear-spattered page. And the house is just crowded with ghosts of you. In the laundry, the sheets and the things that we knew. I'm tripping on memories left on the floor, and I'm hearing your key in the lock of the door, but the air is just empty, the silence is loud. I'm chasing a shadow, I'm hugging a cloud. There's nowhere to hide, there's nothing to do when every room's haunted by ghosts of you. I saw your old sweater, the one with the hole. It's funny how fabric can swallow a soul. I put it on just to feel like you're near, but it's just a cold comfort for every new tear. I check the backyard with the swing standing still, and I wait for your laugh coming over the hill, but the garden spirits fly, but the ghosts of you never say goodbye. Yeah, the house is just crowded with ghosts of you. And the laundry, the sheets, and the things that we knew. I'm tripping on memories left on the floor, and I'm hearing your key in the lock of the door, but the air is just empty, the silence is loud. I'm chasing a shadow, I'm hugging a cloud. There's nowhere to hide, there's nothing to do, and every room's haunted by ghosts of you. I'm sleeping on your side of the bed with the ghosts of the things that we said. Good night, my darling. Good night, my ghost. I'm the one who loved you the most. Ghosts of you. I'm reaching for the dial in the dead of the night, between the frequencies and the lack of light. I thought I'd find a station playing something new, but every wave I catch is a frequency of you. There's a hum in the kitchen, a buzz in the hall, the sound of your ghost leaning up against the wall. I try to tune it out, I try to find the clear, but the white noise is the only thing I hear. And you're the static I can't erase, the blurring lines on a familiar face. I'm turning the knob, but the signal is gone, left with the crackle of a love moved on. It's the hiss in the silence, the sting in the air, a permanent phantom that's always there. I've lost the music, I've lost the grace to the heavy, heavy static I can't erase. I saw your old sweater at the back of the shelf. It's like a lo-fi signal I keep to myself. I put it on just to feel the vibration, the ghostly remains of a lost conversation. The neighbors say hush and the doctors say rest, but there's a short circuit living deep in my chest. I'm a radio tower in a town with no name, broadcasting a heart that will never be the same. Is it a memory or is it a glitch? I'm searching for the off, but I can't find a switch. The air is electric, the carpet is cold, and I'm tangled in wires of a story untold. Yeah, you're the static I can't erase, the blurring lines on a familiar face. I'm turning the knob, but the signal is gone, left with the crackle of a love moved on. It's the hiss in the silence, the sting in the air, a permanent phantom that's always there. I've lost the music, I've lost the grace to the heavy, heavy static I can't erase. I can't coffee's cold on the kitchen wood. I left a space right where you stood. The clock is ticking, a hollow sound, searching for silence I haven't found. I keep the porch light burning bright, just in case you're tired of the night. But the street is empty, the air is chill. The world moves on, but I'm standing still. And I'm waiting for you, like a ghost in the hall, tracing the shadows you left on the wall. They say that it's over, they say I should go, but there's parts of my heart that they'll never know. I'm a kite in the storm with a broken string, just waiting to see what the morning will bring. Yeah, I'm still here, right where we grew, just breaking in pieces, waiting for you. I saw your coat in the hallway bin. I couldn't move it, so I tucked it in. It still smells like rain and that old perfume. Now it's the only soul in this quiet room. I check my phone just to see the time, hoping for a ring or a simple line, but the screen stays dark and the house stays blue. It's a lonely life, this loving you. Is it letting go or giving up? I'm drinking memories from a cracked glass cup. They tell me time is a healing thing, but time is just a weight that I'm carrying. So I'm waiting for you, like a ghost in the hall, tracing the shadows you left on the wall. They say that it's over, they say I should go, but there's parts of my heart that they'll never know. I'm a kite in the storm with a broken string, just waiting to see what the morning will bring. Yeah, I'm still here, right where we grew, just breaking in pieces, waiting for you. The stars are fading, the sky is gray. Another tomorrow is just a day. I'll close my eyes for a minute or two and wake up, waiting for you. Waiting for you. I'm sitting on the carpet with a box upon my knees, sorting through the wreckage of our forever, if you please. A ticket stuff from April, a dried up garden rose, a perfume on your sweater that never really goes. I try to fit the edges to make the picture right, but the colors have all faded in the middle of the night. I thought we were a mountain high, I thought we were the sea, but we're just a pile of rubble that used to be a we. And I'm picking up the pieces that we used to call love, I'm trying pieces in between. Is it still a treasure if it's broken on the ground? Is it still a song if there's no one else around? I'm gluing back the shadows, I'm stitching up the air, but the more I try to fix it, the more there's nothing there. Yeah, I'm picking up the pieces that we used to call love, jagged little reminders of what we were made of. They're cutting through my fingers, they're drawing out the blue. Every shattered fragment is a memory of you. I'm trying to rebuild it, but the glue won't hold the weight of a heart that's been broken by the hand of a lake. Yeah, I'm down on my spirit under skies up above, just holding the pieces we used to call love. One for the laughter, one for the pain, one for the way that we danced in the rain. But the rain turned to ice, and the ice turned to dust. Now there's nothing but pieces of what used to be us.